Debbie Marcoux is licensed by the California Department of Business Oversight under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act, NMLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona, 094-1504, Georgia 69178, Illinois 031.005-8339, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington, MLO 237926, Heidi Slade Points, California, DBO 1666881.
She's the mortgage mom. She can get things done. When you're in need and don't know where to go, pick up the phone and call Mom.
All right, well, welcome to Mortgage Mom Radio. I'm Debbie Marcoux, and I've got Heidi Schlegelpoints with me. How you doing there, Heidi? And we have resorted to house party instead of Zoom since we have been having so many problems with it. Anyway, we are live. This is Wednesday. It's 5 o'clock, and we are doing this for you from Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So wherever you guys like to watch us stream, you can watch us there. We want to see your comments. We want you guys to get it into the feed, and we want to answer those questions for you. If you guys are watching, give us a big high five. Matt is behind the screen here. He's not where you guys can see him, but he is going to read all of your comments. Let us know who's saying hi. He's going to read those questions, and we're going to answer them for you. So we want you guys to take advantage of this time with us. We want to answer those for you live. And if you're listening to us on Saturday morning from Go Country, you guys are missing out. If you are watching us live on Wednesdays, you'd be able to ask all of those questions that you guys are thinking. But if you are listening on Saturday and you've got questions, the best thing to do is to call us. It's 844-935-3634. That's 844-WE-LEND-FOR-YOU. That is LEND and the number 4. So that is the best way to get a hold of us. Get on the calendar, schedule an appointment, and talk with us one-on-one. You could talk with me, you could talk with Heidi, you can talk to anybody on the team, and we're going to give you the information and the time that you need. So this is actually our catching up with mom time. And last week, of course, we've had a lot of computer problems in the last month. Every show we've done, I feel like for 6 weeks, we've had problems. Obviously, it's because we've been shut down. Heidi's at home. I'm at the studio. And we're trying to make this work. And obviously, we're not professional, news anchors from CNN that have everything wrapped up and perfect. So we're hoping that this is going to be a good show. No breakdowns, no issues. We can just keep going. We can do our hour of, Mortgage Mom Radio. So, Heidi, catching up with mom. You went to Havasu, right? Is that where you were at? Very nice. And how was it? You had fun? It was a good time? Yeah. So guess what I forgot to do? I forgot to hit record, so that's okay. We'll have to go back and grab that piece later to get up onto the radio for Saturday for Go Country. But hey, you know what? It is what it is, right? It's all part of it. I mean, we're trying to make sure that we are getting everything running. We got our opening tune. We've got what Jeremy calls is our little ditty, our Mortgage Mom ditty. So we've got to get all of that stuff running right. And so I forgot to hit the record button, but that's okay. We're recording now. That's all that matters. Matt, you've got one more thing to put on your list to remind me when we get started. Anyway, that's okay. So Havasu sounds great. I'm really wanting to try to do something with the kids. I've been debating for weeks now. I'd really like to get out and go do something. Obviously, we're still in our stay-at-home orders. I know everybody got the bummer news this week that, LA County wants to keep us in till July. That's really, really hard to kind of swallow. And I think just about everybody's kind of starting to lose their minds a little bit. And I would actually throw a couple of beep beeps in there if I could. But this is going to go on, live radio. So I can't really talk that way. But, I think that we're all about ready to lose our minds. And so I've been trying to kind of figure out what we can do as well. And, we've got the motorhome, and I've been thinking, we can go somewhere we can go camping. That's kind of, away from everybody else. Obviously if you're in a campsite, you still have other RVs around. And, Shane's very worried. He's like, that's not really social distancing, babe. And I'm like, look if I can find a really big pad, where we've got like 36 by 50 feet or something. He's like, that's just not enough room. I'm like, 6 feet. Yeah, that's what I told him. I said, we're going to put up some caution tape.
Okay, minor issue, but we can definitely fix it.
Yeah.
I'm hearing from Aunt Lori and Erica that they cannot hear Heidi. So what I'm gonna have to do is turn her up, and you're gonna have to turn your headphones down.
Okay.
So you're just
Sure.
not gonna be able to hear yourself very well.
All right, that's fine.
So little behind the scenes here as
We can do that.
I adjust volume over
Matt's
here.
going to fix you. So hold on. I guess you weren't really quite loud enough. They couldn't hear you very well. All right, there she is.
All right, if our listeners out there could give us a quick confirmation that you can hear Heidi now, we'd appreciate it.
There you go. So Heidi, talk. Oh, wow. See, yeah, she's really distorted now. I don't know. For me, at least, she's distorted. So I don't know if she's distorted for them, but.
Well, go ahead. Let's try. I mean, so I can hear it. I've missed it.
Okay, so say hi again, Heidi.
Oh, yeah, she's a little bit too high now.
Yeah, she's too high. It's about finding that right mode, right?
Okay, how about now?
All right. That's actually better, I think. But let's let everybody out there listening let us know how that sounds now.
Heidi, can you get? Oh, sorry. Say one more thing for me. Oh. Hold on. I think whatever Mikey did with the muting of the page
Yeah,
might have.
may have done it.
Yeah. Can you fill for a while is he still here?
He should be, yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully everybody can hear us, and if not, then we'll get it on at some point in time. But boy, has this been frustrating, right? Just the most frustrating thing ever. Yes. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Because you're and it's weird because it's like you come in and out, so you're loud and then you're gone. And I don't know if it's because I start to talk, so it kind of goes over you. I'm not really too sure, but yeah, it's frustrating. I really wish that we could get this down right. I mean, we're gonna have to. I mean, you were going to be moving to Tennessee. Now you're moving to Arizona, which my aunt would absolutely love because she's in Arizona. But that's your newest thing, right? Is that you're moving to Arizona? Right. Gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, so and I think because you're actually like a little bit behind, like when you talk, it's kind of delayed. So I'm almost wondering if maybe it's your internet that's maybe not as fast. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know. We'll have to get all of this down at some point in time because you're even kind of crackling a little bit, like you come in and you're gone, and then you come back. So who knows?
How weird.
I know.
Well,
Anyway, has anybody said whether they can hear her yet? Matt? Are they hearing her okay? No,
Erica
they
said
still can't hear her?
no, nothing here. Lori said I'm going to have a friend.
Yeah, there you go. Well, so they can hear me. They just can't hear you. Okay, well, that's at least positive. So they can hear
Right.
now?
I think so.
All right, so can anybody hear Heidi now?
Now I can.
All right. Okay, so do we still need her as loud, or was it just a setting that was wrong?
I don't.
Because she sounds like she's blowing up in my ears, kind of like the Larry Day when we did it with Larry, the three of us.
Hold on.
Right.
How's that?
It sounds good to me. So everybody out there listening can Heidi talk and then let us know if you can still hear her.
All right, Erica, Lori, can you hear me?
Got a thumbs up from Aunt Lori.
Okay, just right now though. I don't know how delayed we are.
Oh yeah.
Just now. They
Okay.
can hear me.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. So where were we? Mortgage Mom Radio. What do we do? Heidi's moving to Tennessee. Now she's moving to Arizona. She doesn't know quite where she's going. I'm trying to figure out where to go with the kids for, to get away. I think all of us are just starting to go a little stir crazy. LA County's got us locked down till July. I don't think anybody wants to wait till July. I don't want to obviously go to a restaurant, and I'm not trying to put anybody in harm's way, just trying to kind of get out just a little bit. So I do want to try maybe to go camping in the motorhome. I know that, Shane was worried about doing that and being at an RV park and there's just too many people around. And then you said caution tape it. And that was exactly what I told him today. I'm like, we will caution tape the entire area of the motorhome. We'll be fine. It will go okay. What'd you say?
Just put him in bubble wrap.
Right? I know. He's so worried and I get it. I do. I get it. It's scary. Everybody's got their own thought process on it. I mean, some people are just really fearful and other people, just want to get out there and go and they just don't care. It's so hard to say. And there's so many people that have different opinions about it. And quite honestly, it's something that you've just got to do what you feel is best. I mean, for me, I feel, I just want to watch. I'm just going to kind of watch and wait and see, what really happens. And, with things opening up more and with more protesting happening, do the counts start to spike? Do more people start to get sick? And, I'm kind of going to just watch and wait. But that doesn't mean that I want to sit at home any longer. Like, I feel like we're rats that have been, locked in and can't get out. And we're all just, going to start chewing through the walls soon. So we've definitely got to come up with some sort of escape, but we've got to do it, carefully.
Right.
So anyway, we'll see. We'll see what I come up with. The most recent thing, the kids have been pushing on me, Mom, we've got to buy a boat. And so, I don't know that I'm really prepared for that. It took me 3-4 years to buy the motorhome, but definitely if we're all going to be spacing ourselves, social distancing for a very long time, that could become the family thing that we do on the weekends with social
Right.
distancing. I mean, nobody else is on the boat with you. You're on the water. You've got more than enough of 6 feet of space. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm actually going to consider that one as much as I don't want to spend any money. I'm going to actually consider that one and we'll see how that goes. So I'll keep everybody up to date on whether or not Mortgage Mom buys a boat.
I think you should buy a boat.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So, all right. So what do we do? We're Mortgage Mom Radio. We've got lots of problems with all of our Zooms and house parties and trying to get us on by social distancing. So that's what we do. But no, we are a mortgage advice show. We talk about real estate. We talk about mortgage. And we want to make sure that we're bringing you all of the very important information every single week as things are changing, especially right now. I mean, we've been doing the show for about 3 years. And obviously, we're bringing all kinds of new information as we get it. Guidelines are constantly changing, even in good environments. Right now, things are changing pretty quickly, very fast, with COVID, with the uncertainty of the market, not knowing where things are going to go. We've had a lot of guideline changes. We've seen home equity lines get put on pause. We've seen down payment assistance get paused. We've seen jumbo get completely paused and then come back. We've seen credit scores get raised. We've seen credit scores come back down, all within a matter of really the last 2 months. I mean, we all got put on social lockdown on March the 16th or around there, depending on what state you're listening in. And, so it's been right about 2 weeks, right? And we've had a lot of changes, a lot of things happening. Some of the things that we've talked about quite a few times is going into forbearance on your mortgage. When it all first started, that was the first thing that we started talking about, you and me, Heidi, was it's not a good idea. If you don't have to do it, don't do it. We don't know what guidelines are going to come of it. I quickly touched on it last week in the show, what the forbearance is doing. We're starting to learn even more now because obviously people are doing it. So they've got to come out with guidelines and changes. And so, we're starting to learn what those, repercussions are of going into forbearance. So you mentioned, as I said, hey, I think we need to talk about that again. You mentioned deferment. So I'm going to have you, Heidi, talk a little bit about deferment, and then I'm going to actually read an email that we got today that came down to us from management about forbearance. So just want to make sure that everybody truly understands what the differences are and how it does affect you, your credit score, and everything else. So talk a little bit, Heidi, about deferment.
Okay, so there is a difference, and a lot of people aren't really understanding that. So if you do a deferment, if you do a 90-day deferment, it means you are not making your payments for 3 months. Month 4, all 4 months payment is due on that 4 months, on that 4th month. So you have to be really careful, because if you couldn't afford it on month 1, 2, or 3, how are you going to come up with that lump sum in month 4? Also, it may or may not, depending on your lender, be reported on your credit report as a late payment. So you'll have a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day rolling late. What some lenders are saying is we'll report it late, and then when you pay that whole lump sum on the fourth month, we'll go back and correct the credit report. And most probably have the best of intention of doing that if somehow you know you're getting some large payment, you're going to be able to make that. However, getting your credit report corrected, as we all know, is not the easiest task.
It is not. It's actually really hard to get it updated sometimes, and you're calling and they say they're going to do it and they're going to send you a letter and they're going to fax it or they're going to mail it in the mail and you're watching for it and it doesn't come and then you're calling back again and then you're sitting on hold for 30 minutes and then all of a sudden you get hung up on and you don't have the time because you just spent your lunch break waiting for it. So, it can be frustrating now. And I do believe that the mortgage companies have the best of intentions. I don't believe that they're all reporting them late. They're not reporting 30, 60, 90-day lates. Not all of them. Every single mortgage company is doing it differently. Part of the CARES Act is that they're not supposed to be reporting things negatively to the credit report, but a deferment is different than a forbearance.
I'll think of that.
I'm sorry? Okay. I'm not exactly sure what she said, but we're going to let her go. But I'm going to keep talking about forbearance, and I'm going to read to you guys the email that we received today. Do we have a comment or a question?
Oh, no,
Okay.
just a couple comments.
Sure.
Houseboat Billy gave me a scare and said that there was no sound, but I just checked and there is. But
Okay.
Thank you for trying to help us out.
Yeah.
And NJ Nisi says hi, Debbie and Heidi.
All right. Very good. Well, hello, Nancy and Houseboat Billy. We love you. Thank you so much. You probably started the stream a little bit late. So he was probably watching
been, yeah.
it, behind. So that's okay. But I do want to talk about this forbearance. I am going to read it. And anybody that is out there at all that has questions, please don't hesitate. Put your question in the feed. Put it in there. Matt's going to read it and we're going to answer the question for you. So that is what we're here for. That's why we're doing this show. That is what Mortgage Mom Radio is all about. So with forbearance, it says, this was the email that came down to us. It said, this is the best way to explain it. And when I read the email, it really made a lot of sense. And so I wanted to read it to everybody out there listening. So the CARES Act includes forbearance as a lifeline to distressed homeowners who have lost their jobs and are struggling to meet their mortgage obligation. The Act contains a provision that lenders cannot negatively impact a borrower's credit report if they choose forbearance. Lately, I have noticed some homeowners take advantage of this program when they are still in a position to make their monthly mortgage payments. Taking advantage of forbearance when you don't truly need it is a bad idea. Here is why. While lenders cannot legally report forbearance as late or missed payments, forbearance can be noted in the comment section of the lender's reporting, which then becomes part of your credit report for years. If you plan to refinance or purchase a new home in the next 24 months, banks will see the forbearance, which will likely negatively affect your future interest rate or ability to obtain a new loan altogether. As a loan professional who has been in business for 34 years, I highly recommend that you opt out or opt for forbearance only if 1, you lawfully meet the criteria, and 2, do not plan to buy or refinance a home for at least 2 years. So this was coming down from a very, very high producing loan officer that has been in the business for 34 years. And he couldn't have said it better. Really, it is not something that if you do not need it, do not do it. And it is the first question that I've been having to ask now every single time somebody calls me and says, I'd like to inquire about doing a new loan, refinancing, obviously a purchase. You're impacted if you own a home today. And if you put that property on forbearance, you cannot go get financing for another property. So it is something that you definitely need to be very conscientious of, understand what the repercussions are. From the time that you come off of forbearance, you need to make 12 monthly payments on time that we can document before we can put you into a new mortgage. And that is today's rule. Tomorrow's rule could be, 24 months of mortgage payments made. So there's really no way to know until things continue to evolve. And that is something that everything has been evolving, and it's been evolving very, very quickly. But deferment, there's nothing in the CARES Act about deferment. The CARES Act is talking about forbearance. Deferment, the banks are going to do it the way that they feel is the best way to do it. You could, like Heidi said, end up having all of the payments that you missed, do it one time. That really doesn't help you any. Scrape it together and make the payment when you owe it. And forbearance, if you just absolutely, truly do not need it and you can make that payment, do not put yourself in a position that you could possibly not be able to get your financing now, down the road, or in the future. And I have had those phone calls where I've already had to tell people, I'm sorry, but I can't help you. Start making your payments and call me back in 12 months. And here's the other thing is that on the credit report, it will say, although they're not reporting the credit report late, they're not reporting the payment late, it will still say forbearance under the account. And when it says that, then we've got to make sure that it is out of forbearance. So even if you're in forbearance and continuing to make your payments, it doesn't matter until the forbearance is actually over. And then getting the forbearance removed from the account off of your credit report is going to be another task. So again, just don't do it if you don't need to do it. Scrape it together. That's all I can tell you. It's the best advice I can give. Find it. Don't pay something else before you don't pay your mortgage. It's just, you've got to do it that way. And obviously you don't want to hurt your credit. And we've talked about that on past shows as well, not future, but past. All of the credit, everybody is working with you right now. Call your credit card company and say, I can't pay it. Call the gas company and say, I can't pay it. Call your internet company and say, I can't pay it. Call your TV company and say, I can't pay it. Pay the mortgage. If you can pay the mortgage, that's all that I can try to do to drive that home.
Yeah. Everyone is saying, if you have a problem, call us. We'll negotiate with you. We'll make payment plans. We'll, give you leeway on when your payments due. So don't just not pay it. Call them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Call every single creditor you have that you're struggling paying and see what they'll do. Everyone is trying to help. Everybody would rather have a small payment than no payment. So right now, everyone's working with you. Make those phone calls before you decide, I'm not going to pay my mortgage or I'm going to go into forbearance.
Right. Absolutely. So again, anybody, yeah. And I just totally, it's hard because if I start to talk, then it totally mutes you. Which is not the way, usually when we're in studio together, you can say something, I can talk, they can hear us like it's a normal conversation. So I didn't mean to go over the top of you. I thought you were done. It is what it is, right? All right. So everybody guys watching, this is Mortgage Mom Radio. What do we do? Well, we're going to help you guys with anything at all that surrounds your mortgage and your real estate needs. We're here to answer those questions. We want you to ask them of us. Put your question right into the feed. We are here. We are live at 5. You guys are watching us do it live. So obviously there's going to be mistakes made, issues with, the sound. You guys are watching it live. Watching us record, and then we're going to take this show, we're going to put it to podcast, we're going to send it off to the radio, and it's going to be on Saturday morning at 7 on Go Country. Go Country listeners, if you guys are watching this on Saturday morning, we want you guys to watch us live on Wednesdays at 5. We want you guys to ask us those questions. If that's not possible, we get it. We have so many people that call in all of the time and they say, I love listening to you guys on my way into work. And I get it. It's just something that you turn on the radio and there we are. And, you just that's when you listen. And we understand if Wednesday at 5 is hard. But we would love for you guys to join us. We want you to give us those questions. We want you to put them into the feed. You can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us on Facebook. All you've got to do, you can watch us on Twitch. I don't think we have any followers on Twitch at all, but there might be somebody out there that's a gamer that would prefer that platform. And hey, why not, right? So if you guys want to subscribe to the YouTube, turn on the notifications so that you know when we do go live. Go ahead and follow our page on Facebook so that you know when we go live and you can watch us there. But we want you guys to get those questions out to us. That is what we are here for. How else can you get a hold of us? It's 844-935-3634. That's 844-WE-LEND-FOR-YOU. That is LEND and the number 4. We'll get you on the calendar. You'll talk to me one-on-one. You'll talk to Heidi one-on-one. Or you'll talk to another loan officer on the team. I can see Matt looking at me.
Okay. Yep, Dad's on. Hi, Dad.
Hey, Dad. How you doing? You got both of your kids here. That's great. I love it that my family watches. So far, my dad, my Aunt Lori, and my cousin Erica have been the only two. Oh no, we had Houseboat Billy.
Yep.
He was on.
And was it Nancy?
Yes, and we had Nancy. That's nice. So we want you guys to watch. We want to be able to say hi. We want to know you're there. If you're not giving us a thumbs up or a hi, please do that. We would love for you to do that. We want to know you guys are watching. But a couple things that we haven't talked about, and I want to get this out there to real estate agents, which I think is really important, and home buyers especially. But obviously, if you're thinking about refinancing, it would work for you as well. We talk about the phone app all of the time, but I want you guys to understand how valuable that this tool is. So number one, if you want the phone app, all you have to do is text the word MOM to 36260. So that's MOM to 36260. And the reason that it's so valuable is that it's going to run payments for you. Now, number one, it's got an affordability calculator. So if you've been thinking about maybe wanting to buy a house and you're not quite sure how much that you could qualify for, and you're not really ready to pick up that phone and have a conversation yet, you're still in your shy mode. That's okay. And I love that Heidi's yawning right now. If you guys were watching us live, you could see the yawn. I love it. But if you're just still kind of shy and you're not quite ready to pick up that phone and talk to us yet or do that pre-approval, there's an affordability calculator there. So you open up the app, and at the bottom it says calculator. You push on the calculator button, and there's a refinance, a purchase, and an affordability. So it'll kind of take you through what are your debts, what is your income, and give you an idea of what you're going to qualify for. I can tell you that the number that comes out of that calculator is extremely conservative. So what me and Heidi are going to work our magic on is going to be a much larger number, as long as you're putting in your information accurately, which again, it's garbage in, garbage out, good in, good out. So as long as you're putting your information in accurately, we're going to get you to a higher sales price than what it's showing you. But it gives you a good idea, like, hey, am I really in the market that I could buy a house? But what I really love about it for the real estate agents and the buyers, and I want you guys to really hear me out here on this one, the calculator is amazing if you're going in there to do purchase. So you're going to put in your sales price. Number one, you're going to select your product. So at the very top of that calculator, you can see conventional, FHA, USDA, and I think that there's one more. FHA, conventional, USDA, and VA. Thank you, Heidi. And VA. So you're going to actually select your program from the top of that calculator. Once you do that, then you're going to put in your sales price, your down payment, and then it's going to ask you for your tax rate. Okay, well, for a home buyer, the most conservative number we can give you, obviously there's places that are brand spanking new that have a lot of Mello-Roos that your tax base is going to start to crawl up there. I've seen it as high as 2.2%. But here in LA County, Orange County, Ventura County, California counties, if you put in 1.25%, Riverside, Sanby, if you put in 1.25%, that's going to be pretty close to where your property taxes are going to come out. Again, as long as you're not looking at something brand new. Arizona, put in 1%. Texas, we're huge. We get a lot of calls from Texas. Texas, put in 2%. You think maybe a little higher for Texas, Heidi?
Yeah, it's about like 2.19.
Yeah, so put in 2.2, but it's going to let you put in the percentage for the property taxes. Put it in there. It's going to ask you, what is your insurance policy run for a year, for 12 months? For you new home buyers, you probably have no idea what to put in that number. Put $1,200. That's $100 a month. That is more than sufficient for pretty much anywhere except Texas. Texas, you probably want to put in about $1,500, maybe $1,800. Texas is expensive for taxes and for insurance. But other than that, every other state, put in $1,200. It's more than enough. If you're in a home that's $300,000-$400,000, that insurance is probably going to be closer to like $700-$800 for the year. But put in $1,200. Put in 1.25% for your taxes. If you don't know what interest rate to put in, that handy dandy calculator phone app says email Debbie, email Heidi. Just ask us really quick, hey, what interest rate should we put in there? But just to be safe right now, because again, this is safe, giving you numbers that you can truly base a decision on, put in an interest rate of 3 3/4. Right now I'm quoting a lot of rates lower than that. Go ahead.
Deb, I don't want to cut you off, but I think in the calculator you're putting in your monthly, so don't put $1,200 in. Put
No, it's annual.
Is it?
Yeah. It is. It's annual. And it says it. So you guys look at what it says next to insurance. If it says monthly, put in 100. If it says annual, put in 1,200. But I'm 99.9% sure that it's annual. But when you run it, let's say that you're doing an FHA. it's actually going to calculate that mortgage insurance. It's going to add the 1 3/4 that gets financed to your loan amount up front, and it's going to add the 0.0085 or 0.008, depending on how much you're putting as your down payment amount. It's going to run that right into that calculation. So it's going to give you that breakdown of that monthly payment. It asks you for your email address. Put your email address in there and send yourself the results. What you get in email is a complete breakdown. I mean, way better than what you're actually seeing in the picture from the calculator itself right there on your screen in your phone app. So email that to yourself so that you can see it. If you're buying a house conventional and you don't have a full 20% down, put in the credit score is going to calculate it from the mortgage insurance companies. So now you're seeing what a true payment would be with the mortgage insurance included. USDA, the funding fee, very similar to VA, gets financed into your loan amount. It's going to run that payment for USDA. So for Arizona, for Texas, Tennessee, Washington, Nevada, we're licensed in a lot of states, Oregon, that have USDA financing all day long. So you guys might use USDA. Again, if you don't know what interest rate to put in there or you're not sure what to plug into those numbers, simply send us an email and ask. And I'm going to respond to you. Heidi's going to respond to you. But I'm telling you, real estate agents, when you've got questions about what would that payment be, you're showing that property to that client that's looking at it and wants to know, what's this house going to cost me? It really does do it. And when I say that, when I'm talking to clients on the phone and I'm running payments quickly and we're doing a pre-approval by hand, what do you make? What are your debts? What kind of price do you want to buy? How much down payment do you have? I'm plugging all of that into that calculator. I'm using the same calculator and I'm running the debt to income ratio and I'm telling them what they're going to qualify for. This calculator is very intuitive. It knows what it's talking about. So the only things that you can mess up is if you put your property taxes in wrong, you put your homeowner's insurance in wrong, or if you put your interest rate in wrong. If you're not sure what to put, just email us and we'll tell you. Now you can run the payment as many times as you want. You can surf Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, and you can run those payments and see if it's something that would be in the ballpark of what you want. It really is. I can't tell you guys how beneficial that it is to be able to do that on your own without having to wonder, will I qualify for this place? Can we afford that payment? Just because you can qualify for something, which is typically more than what you want to pay, we can typically qualify you for a lot more than what the payment is that you're comfortable with. So this gives you that opportunity to do a lot of work on your own, which in today's day and age, we all want to do. We all want to research for everything on the internet. We all want to run it ourselves. We want to make that decision before we pick up that phone. And, if you've got to reach out to us, send a quick email. I'm going to respond very fast, give you the information that you need. Trust me, anybody that has ever worked with me knows that I will answer the question. I am direct and straight to the point, and I am not a massive salesperson, and I'm not going to go crazy and just start, blowing you up. I'm going to give you the information that you need, let you know if you want to set up a time to talk to me, that I'm happy to do so, and I'm going to send you on your merry way. So, again, if you guys want that phone app, take advantage of it. Text the word mom to 36260. Again, this is and it's confusing, trust me. The telephone number that you're texting is 36260. The message in the text message is mom, M-O-M. It's going to send you the link, and you're going to be able to click on the link, save it to your home screen, run the payments, use the calculator, run the affordability. If you guys have never heard us before and you just stumbled upon us and you want to hear more of our past shows, you can listen to the podcast right from the app. You can apply for your loan right from the phone app. You can contact us. Like I said, you can call the office. You can email me. You can email Heidi. There is a lot that you can do with that phone app that you don't even need a computer, but the calculator piece is the best part. So I really hope that real estate agents out there, you guys listening, download the phone app, use it. It really is going to step up your game as far as showing homes and being able to quickly get information out to the client, especially when it comes to mortgage insurance, because you just don't know what that mortgage insurance is truly going to cost. You've got to ask them.
Time I was shopping.
Yeah. You've got to ask the client, what's your credit score? The mortgage insurance is based on their down payment and their credit score. Mm-hmm. That's really what it's based on. There's no way for you to know that without being a lender in front of a computer, unless there's a phone app that's connected to something that's calculating it for you. So I can't say enough that is really such a good tool that I really hope that all of you guys out there listening do that. it just really will help you to determine and make a lot of, decisions. There's also on there where you guys can watch our homebuyer workshop series, where we start right from the very beginning and I take you all the way through the closing disclosure, which is basically the very end of the transaction. I think we've got about 7 or 8, maybe 9 different homebuyer workshop series. So those are really good too. They're a little bit out of date. I'm going to be honest. I did record those last year in 2019. When I say that they're out of date, the loan sizes have obviously changed every single year. 2020, we've got a little bit higher loan limits than what we had in 2019. Down payment assistance, I do talk a little bit about that in some of the episodes. Please keep in mind that right now is on hold. We don't know when it's coming back. We were told May 31st is when we're going to hear more, but we don't know if it's going to be opened back up or if it's just going to continue to stay on hold for a while. So there is going to be some information that's going to be a little bit off, but the bones of the story are in there, and it's giving you everything that you need, like understanding closing costs and what are closing costs and how much are they going to cost me, and what is FHA, and learning about your VA and your VA funding fee and all of those things. It's all there. It's all in the app for you, and you guys can watch all of those workshop series. So take advantage. Text the word MOM to 36260. You guys want to talk to us, give us a call. It's 844-935-3634. You guys are listening Saturday morning and you guys want to watch more, go to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. We're live at 5 every Wednesday, and we're recording the show that we're bringing to you on Saturday mornings. This same show goes to podcast, so however you guys like to listen or find your information, we've got you there. Mortgage Mom Radio's got you. So I just wanted to touch on that. We haven't talked about that calculator in a long time.
Yeah, no, not for a while. And it is great. I mean, look, I do this for a living. I've been doing it for enough years. And shopping for my house, I was on it every house we went to. Well, I knew how much I wanted to put down. And so then going, okay, well, this costs this and this costs this. Okay, well, here's my amount I'm going to put down. Mm-hmm. Which is this now going to cost me? Nope, honey, move on. Oh, okay, this one will work. Okay, now let's look at the next one. And, I do it every day, but I don't carry my laptop with me every day. And I'm not, in the system every day. So it was fantastic. It was really simple.
Yeah. And the nice thing is if you're a buyer, if you're a buyer and you're there with your real estate agent, you can literally ask them, what is the tax base? They're going to know if there's Mello-Roos. They're going to know if you should put 1.6 or 1.8 instead of 1.25. I mean, they're going to know those things. But just to be, if you're just kind of trying to get a general idea, just kind of getting started, 1.25 is a good number to start with in general. Again, Texas, use about 2.2. Arizona, use about 1. Everywhere else, use 1.25. Orange County, if you have no Mello-Roos, you guys are a little bit lower than LA County. San Bernardino, Riverside, you guys are about the same as LA. So 1.25 is a really good number. Oregon, ask your real estate agent. I mean, we're licensed in so many states that I can't remember off the top of my head. The ones that we work the most frequently in, I can answer for you right off the bat. Nevada's really about 1% as well, kind of like Arizona. So if you guys have questions, again, you can email me right from the phone app. It's that simple, and I can get the information for you. But your realtor that is showing you the house will know. They will know. So, okay, so what else have we got? We've talked about forbearance. We have talked about the phone app because the calculator is just so great. It really is. What else have we had going on this week? Is there anything that you've run into that you've seen? Because we like to kind of revert back to buyers that we've been working with or loans that we've been doing and things that have been coming up. What have you seen, Heidi?
Right now we're getting pretty hot in the buying market, right? We're in the summer, getting into the summer season. A lot of purchases coming in. So a lot of pre-approvals, right? Everyone wants to know what they qualify for. They want to get that pre-approval letter. So when they find that house, they can make an offer and it's done. What I want to make sure that everyone understands is when they work with us and they're doing it the right way, right? They're coming in, they're getting credit qualified, they're getting pre-approved. Everyone wants this rate today. Okay? So we will go through what the rates are at to give them kind of a baseline of what their payment's going to be. However, I want to be clear with everybody that when you're doing a pre-approval, you have not found a property, you're not in contract yet, the rate that you're discussing with Debbie, with me, with one of our other loan officers, that is not locked in. We cannot lock that rate in until you found a property, you get your purchase contract, you're getting your disclosures ready, that's when we can lock you in. So I've had the conversation a few times this week. So my rate is X. Well, no, you're not looking to buy for 2, 3, 4 months out yet. So yes, that's the rate that, based on your information, based on your scenario, was available the day that we spoke, or you spoke with Debbie, or you spoke with me. But we can't guarantee a rate until we can lock that rate that day in that moment. So yes, we're going to give you a realistic rate, but again, based on when you decide to pull that trigger, get that contract, get that property, we cannot guarantee or lock that rate.
Yeah, and I do talk about that when I do a pre-approval, because people do ask over and over again, well, what's the rate? And so I do try really to explain to them. And I've actually lost clients before because they didn't quite understand. So when I'm working with somebody on a pre-approval and the interest rate today is 3.25%, let's say, or 3.5% today, I'm going to increase the rate that I'm running the numbers at to make sure that I'm leaving room for fluctuations in the rate sheet. So if the interest rate today is 3.25%, I'm going to actually run the payments at 3.75% because I want to make sure that we're leaving space for those rate sheet fluctuations. I've had clients that they hear 3.75% and they get stuck. And that's what they think that rate is that they're going to get. And they start shopping around once they find their house. And then they talk to somebody else that says, well, 3.25%. And then all of a sudden that's who they're working with. And they're not even talking to me. They've not told me that they went somewhere else. They're just gone. I've just lost them. And what they're not understanding is that it could very well be 3.5 today. And I do the numbers at 3.75, but 3-4 months down the road, we could be at 4.5. Well, if I was pushing the debt ratios to try to get you to qualify, and I was running in at 3.75, and now you're at 4.5, and you just wrote an offer on a home and you absolutely fell in love with it, you probably don't qualify for that house anymore if we were pushing debt ratios. So I've got to use a number where I'm leaving space for error, for rate sheet error that we can't control. The rates do change daily. You need to have an offer accepted by the seller, a signed contract, before we can lock you in. The interest rate is locked to a property address, not a person, not a borrower, not a social security number, to an actual property address. So if you don't have a property identified, we can't lock in the rate. It's not possible. So I'm happy that you brought that up because that does come up quite a lot. And I just want to make sure that people understand when you get your offer accepted, you need to call us and say, I've got my offer accepted. Where are we at right now? Let's go through rates. Let's go through payments. What does that look like?
Right, exactly. And I just want to be clear because, I've had those conversations. They understand it for 30 seconds and we're right back to the same question. So my rate is X? No.
Yeah, right.
It's hard to understand and, they get excited and they're counting on that rate, but they don't find a house for 6 months. We don't know what the rates are going to be in 6 months.
Right.
So we can't guarantee it because we can't lock it.
We don't know what the interest rates are going to be tomorrow. And that's something that people need to understand. I hope that you guys heard me say that. We don't know what the rate will be tomorrow. We do our very best. You could call me today and say, I'm writing an offer and I can give you a monthly payment that I believe that's where we're going to be. But I could come in tomorrow and rates could be a 1/4 point higher. It happens, and it happens every single day. It's not something that we can control. This week was kind of a tough week for the interest rates. We've had quite a few worsening prices rate sheets this week. And, when I say that, interest rates are still extremely low. I don't want anybody out there thinking that rates are through the roof. They're not. But if I quoted you a rate on Monday, it was not the same rate on Tuesday. I would have had to have given you a higher interest rate. This week we had a lot of the stock market, all of the different companies were coming out with earnings and they were doing their earnings reports and and that becomes big news. And every time that there is an announcement of some sort that is large news, it rocks the market, and it rocks all of the markets, the treasuries, the bonds, the stocks, everything gets rocked. And so this week we've actually just had a little bit of a rough way to go Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as far as rates changing. So if you were writing an offer on Monday but didn't get an offer accepted till tomorrow, Thursday, what we went through in a monthly payment is not going to be the same rate come Thursday. But again, I could walk in tomorrow morning and we get all the way back to where we were last Friday. So, it really does change that fast. So I want everybody to hear that. I want you to understand it is a changing market, and it's changing daily, and we cannot lock you in. If you're a refinance until we have an application, you've submitted your documentation, or if you are a purchase until you have got your contract accepted. That is really, really important to understand.
Right.
Matt, you were looking at me a little bit ago, so I didn't know if you had something to tell me. Was there any problems or?
Oh no, I was just smiling at the cat.
Oh, okay. Was there a cat in?
Yeah, I peeked in for just a second.
Oh, okay. I saw you like every now and then you'll look at me and I'm like, do I need to know something? Is something not working right?
No, we're all good.
All right. Yeah, I mean, we really are live, guys. If you guys are listening, we're here, we're live, we're recording it. This is going to go on the show on Saturday morning. We want you guys to listen to us Wednesdays live at 5. We want you guys to check us out on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch, whichever one you like. Subscribe to our channel, subscribe to our page, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live. We want you guys to ask us your questions, put them into the feed. Matt's going to read them, being behind the mic back there. He'll read the questions to us and let us answer those for you. Then we take this same show and we put it on, Go Country on Saturday mornings. And it plays for you guys all out there Saturday morning listening. And we've got, Matt's answering the phones even on Saturday mornings, and he's taking calls and he's scheduling appointments for me and for Heidi and for the rest of the team. So don't hesitate to call if it's Saturday. Don't think that you missed it. You didn't. But we would love for you guys to watch us live and actually be able to get, interact with us, tell us you're watching, get us your questions, put them into the feed. If you guys are watching right now and you haven't told us that you're here, tell us that you're here. I mean, say hi, wave, give us a thumbs up, whatever it is that you guys want to do. But we want you guys to watch us, see us do it. And, now you can put a face to the voice. You can see what we look like. You can watch us doing it. You can see Heidi's house right behind her.
See the cat walk by me.
You can see the cat walk right past, which is what Matt said. So we want to hear from you guys. So it's 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. That is LEND and the number 4. So 844 We Lend for You. And Matt can get you guys scheduled if you want to give us a call. You want to go to our website, go to mortgagemomradio.com. All of those cool calculators I was talking about in the phone app are on the website as well. So you guys can go ahead and check that out. If you want to get pre-approved, you can put an inquiry in on the website. If you guys want to find out about an interest rate for refinance, you can put your inquiry right through the website. So you can contact us, send us an email. Our telephone number is obviously there as well. But the website's really super cool. If you guys are computer buffs, if you're a phone buff like me, text the word MOM to 36260. That's MOM to 36260. That'll get you the phone app, and you can do everything on the phone app that you can do right on the website. If you want to hear past shows, we have talked about so much. I mean, so many different things, so much different content and important things to know about buying your home, refinancing, the real estate market, the purchase market. We've had physical inspectors on. We've had credit repair guys on. We've had our tax grandma on. I'm going to actually check in with tax grandma because I heard some rumors today that I don't know if they're true or they're not true. So I'm going to check in with the tax grandma. We may very well have some big tax news next week that has to do with your mortgage interest and writing that off that was actually taken away. It was kind of, a good big piece of the portion was taken away a couple years back. I think it was 18. Wasn't it 18, Heidi? 18, yeah, that they actually limited us quite a bit on the mortgage interest deduction. I've heard a rumor, and I cannot confirm it, that they are talking about in the next CARES Act that they passed, they're talking about possibly giving that back to us, what we've lost. So I'm going to check in with tax grandma and very well may have her on next week, and that could be giant. One thing that you brought up, Heidi, was, it's the busy season. Summer's getting here. People are buying homes. I have had the question, and I don't know how many times you've had the question, but I've had it, I can't even count. Honestly, I'm not even going to throw a number out there, but over the last, I would say, 2 months that we've gone into isolation, what's going to happen with the market? Should I be buying? Should I not be buying? And when everything first started, my answer was I would hold tight at least for a couple of weeks. Let's kind of watch and see how things go, where things go, what's happening. I can tell you right now that the real estate market is hot. I mean, we are buried right now in purchases. We have got people out making offers, multiple offers on every single property. I have a girl right now that just wrote $20,000 over the list price to try to get her offer accepted on a house. We have another one that same thing. Every single property that they are writing on have multiple offers right now. My other girlfriend literally just listed her house, put it on the market, and within a day, she had 3 full price offers. Heidi, you had your house on the market for how long? And you started this literally like day 1 of quarantine. How fast did your house sell?
My house on a Monday. I had 3 offers on a Wednesday, asking and over, and we opened escrow on Friday. So I was in escrow within 5 days.
4 or 5 days, right? So
basically 4, yeah. We showed it Monday and Tuesday, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I showed it for 2 days.
yeah, it is very, very busy. People ask me the question, do you think property values are going to drop? Obviously, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't give you the answer to that question. I can tell you from my point of view, number one, even if property values do drop, I think that it's going to be very minimal from what we have seen in the past in other recessions that we've gone through. I think that it's going to last a much shorter period of time. And what we can tell you from past history is that every single time we have had property values drop, they've always come back and come up higher than where they stopped the time before. So, you know, if you don't own a home, or even if you do and you're buying another property right now, there is absolutely no reason to put it on hold and to not buy. If you own a home and you're going to sell your house to take the equity and roll it over into another house, you've got to think of it this way. You have X amount of equity today because you're selling your house today at today's prices. So if values drop and you sold your house later because property values are lower, you're not going to get as much equity out of your home to put into the new property that's a lower value. So, right. So you've literally established your sales price generation from the first time you bought a house. Because when you bought that house at that price range, when you sell that house, you're going to take that equity and roll it over into the new house. So even if the new house is higher in price, you're okay, right? If you are a homeowner, or you are not a homeowner, you are a first-time buyer and you've never owned a home before, get into a house that you can afford. If you can afford the payment, it doesn't matter what happens to the market. It doesn't matter. It's your home. It's where you live. It's your security. It's yours. Nobody can tell you to move. Nobody can kick you out, obviously, unless you stop making mortgage payments. But it is your house, and you're going to stay there for a very long time. And even if property values do drop slightly, or even tons, let's say that they drop through the floor, the Armageddon comes, they will come back, and they will come back even higher. Real estate is for the long haul. How many times have I said that in this show? It's the long haul. But
real estate, so I have my friends, right? And they want to buy, and they're like, no, we're waiting for the market the floor to drop out. And I'm like, the floor is not dropping out, guys. They're like, well, you're selling. I said, and buying another home. And they're like, oh, you're writing right away. I'm like, as soon as I find the home I want.
She just doesn't know if she's going to Tennessee or Arizona, but she's going somewhere, and she's got a couple of weeks to figure it out.
I'm going somewhere. But
you are a brave soul.
Huh?
You are a brave soul.
It's quarantine. I've completely lost my mind. I have no sense of reality anymore, and I'm just going for it.
Yeah, I think we've all lost it, I think.
Yeah. So, but I keep telling him, no. Whether I sell today or I sell in a year or two, if the market changes, it's all the same difference for me, right? So I sell today, I'm going to put it back into a house, but I'm not holding on to it for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and hoping the market drops.
Right.
If I do that, I'm just wasting money on rent.
Oh, yeah. And let me just tell you that the way that I'm watching things, and this is, again, my opinion, right? This is Mortgage Mom Radio's opinion. This is Mortgage Mom's opinion. And I'm going to leave it at that because I want you guys to understand that, obviously, I don't know. Nobody does. The very best of the best of the best of financial advisors do not know they cannot tell you. There is no guarantee of anything. But from what I can see happening right now is that when we started off with our stay-at-home orders and this whole thing started rolling out in the middle of March and getting really hot and heavy, they came out, the federal government came out and said that they're going to start buying mortgage bonds. And that is what started dropping our interest rates significantly. They were buying to the tune of 500 billion mortgage bonds. I mean, we're talking huge, huge numbers. Well, that has started to dissipate. And now we're talking about 20 million, 25 million mortgage bonds that they're buying in a day, not 500 million or billion or whatever that number was. I want to just make it large for you guys to understand that there was a significant change in what they've started to buy. Well, mortgage-backed securities is what feeds our interest rates. So when the money runs out, which we're all very, very smart humans, we may not be politicians. We may not totally, truly understand the way that the government works and the deficits and everything else happening. But we're all smart enough to know that with all of the money that's getting funneled in right now and all of the states that are going to start to go bankrupt, there is not going to be money for the federal government to continue to feed those mortgage-backed securities to keep the interest rates low. So if everything does dry up and they stop buying into those bonds, interest rates are going to go up, and they're going to go up pretty significantly. So even if you can buy a house for $200,000 or $300,000 less than what you could buy it for today, your payment is going to be exactly the same.
Right. Your rate is going to be so high, and you're going to have the same payment. So where do you win, right?
Right. But right now we've still got low down payment loans. We've still got, good equity in your home. If you're refinancing, interest rates are very low. Buyers can afford it's affordable right now because rates are so low that they can still buy those higher prices. So, again, I just want to let everybody out there know that's listening, we're busy. And if that is any indication to you, if we can, if you're asking yourself, should I buy, should I not? We have so many pre-approvals right now of people that are trying to get ready. We've got tons of offers that are out on tables. We're seeing multiple offers on every single property. Our clients many, many times are winning because we're getting them completely pre-approved. Me and Heidi are looking over the entire package. We are not issuing a pre-approval letter until we have seen your assets. We have seen your credit. We have looked at your income. We have calculated it the way underwriting will. And when there is a question mark, we are going into underwriting and we're getting that second opinion and stamp of approval on that file. And that is why we are actually winning bids right now, and our clients are winning, and we're opening escrows. So keep that in mind. If your loan officer's not doing that for you, you might want to reach out to somebody that is, because it's going to give you a much bigger hedge on the next person as far as getting that offer accepted.
Yep, and they're going fast. Houses are selling fast.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, my girlfriend just put her house on the market, and literally within the same day it went on the market, she had 3 full price offers. I mean, it is because it's affordable. Rates are very low. The payment that you would have had for the same exact house exactly a year ago would have been more expensive, which is why people are refinancing right now, because we can drop their monthly payments to match where somebody buying brand new today would be getting that same rate. So, just keep that in mind. If you guys have questions, give us a call. It's 844-935-3634. Matt's answering the phone. He's going to get you on the calendar. You can talk to me, talk to Heidi, or talk to any other loan officer on the team, but we're going to make sure that you do get a one-on-one with us and that you're talking to us directly. We do want to help you. You guys want to ask questions when we're talking about a certain subject. We just went through all kinds of first-time home buyer stuff, calculator stuff, and you guys are listening on Saturday morning and you didn't get the opportunity. Watch us live at 5 right on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, wherever you guys like to watch your, wherever you like to watch. You can watch us on all 3. I don't have a single subscriber yet, so be my first subscriber on Twitch, please. But, on Facebook and YouTube, you guys subscribe to the channels, like the channels, follow us on Facebook. You'll know when we're live. That way you get to actually ask your questions, put them into the feed, make a comment, tell us we're wrong, tell us we're right, tell us you agree, give us a thumbs up, give us a thumbs down. We don't care. It doesn't matter. But we want you guys following us and, engaging. We want to hear those questions. We want to know that something that we said sparked something that you want to ask. And so if you're watching it live, you actually get to ask those questions. And if you're not watching it live, that's okay. We love that you're still listening. You want to talk to us one-on-one, you can do that. So give us a call. It's 844 We Lend for You, LEND, and the number 4. Get that calculator that I talked to you guys about. It truly is amazing. If you're a real estate agent, guys, you should be using it. If you are a buyer and you have no idea what the house is going to cost you, you are surfing Zillow and Redfin, realtor.com, you guys should have this app. It's going to tell you whether it's something that you guys, can put into your budget monthly, that monthly payment. Text the word mom to 36260. You guys want to listen to our past shows, check out our podcast or YouTubes. You guys can find it anywhere. Literally type Mortgage Mom Radio into any search engine. You guys will find us. Mortgage Mom Radio. Make sure you guys get to the right place. So with that, I would say I think that we're right at the end of our hour. We're going to say goodbye. Is there any last things, Heidi, that maybe I missed that you wanted to say? We've got maybe 2 minutes.
I just say, give us a call, ask any questions you want, whether you want to work with us or not. We're here for education, free education that will help you get into the right home or get in the right finance position. And we love to help anyone that wants to call us.
We do. We absolutely love it. So it's 844-935-3634. Go to mortgagemomradio.com. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. Subscribe or follow. We'd love to hear from you guys. We want you to watch Wednesdays at 5. We're live at 5. And we'll be back next week. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye-bye.
Bye. That was a lot better. A lot better.